Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers with Martin. Now, whilst preparing for today's episode, we noticed that, well, we didn't own anything. Which was slightly disconcerting. I had to respawn in a respawn window. Martin wasn't in his cryopod, and we had several problems in doing so. So I teleported myself over to this location and hacked the medical room so that he can get in, and then we proceeded to hack our way into several items so that we could gain access to the inventory system. And now what we're currently doing is we're using these hacking computers. Hacking computers. To hack through all of the systems on both the base and the two ships that we have so that we gain full control. You can see the problem here, right? We've got two different versions of ourselves. And I'm no longer able to change the parameters of the faction. Which is okay. I might need to go into the files to edit some things there. But we should be fine. He says.
You hope.
I hope. How's it going over here? Is everything done?
No, it's still hacking.
Right.
It's getting there, though.
Okay. Yeah, so these hacking computers basically have a chance to hack something every tick. I don't know how long that tick is, but every interval it rolls dice in order to hack something. The chance is inversely proportional to the amount of computers installed. So the chance of hacking a block that has two computers is much higher than hacking a block with 1,000 computers. Which is kind of the premise of using electronic warfare. Now, there is also a firewall computer, which will be, if there's one on the grid, the hacking computer will only attack the firewalls that aren't owned by it before it hacks anything else. And these firewalls have 1,000 computers, so it can delay a hacking attempt long enough for you to get back and destroy the hacking computer, or take it over with your own hacking computers. Because, yeah, that's how electronic warfare works in Space Engineers. Anyway, today's episode, we're going to be splitting off to do two things. I'm going to be moving some of the components from the lower section of the base to the upper section, and Martin's going to be working on his mining ship.
Yes.
Which this mining ship is utilising the modded drills, which are better in all respects, and also has a larger cargo capacity than the other one. Or at least that's the goal, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the plan. This should have a lot more cargo capacity and be able to drill a lot quicker, if I can build it properly.
Yes. The thing you've got to keep in mind is thrusters.
Yes, I know. I have already got thoughts on thrusters.
Cool.
But at the moment, I'm more worried about getting the basics down.
Okay.
I worry about thrusters at the end. You know, because they're not important at all, really.
Not much.
Yeah. Yeah. Not important at all.
Right, I'm just going to set up my toolbars again, because that's painful. Because it also erased all the character information, or rather, I'm using a new set of character information, so all of my neat toolbars that have been set up to do specific things no longer in place. Yeah, so let's get that set up before we go and do anything else. 6, 7, 6, 7, and let's go up to Control 5. Right. We also want the advanced tools, right?
Yes.
Because we lost those. So I'll set up a pair of those to go in. Yeah, we have the resources. Should do anyway. Yeah, we definitely have the resources. We've got enough cobalt. Nickel is refining.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, you can.
Oxygen bottles, hydrogen bottles.
Yes, because we've run out of those due to characters being deleted and die in middle of space and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that. So, first things first. I'm going to start working on getting this flooring done. Yeah. Let's grab ourselves the tools. Grinder. And then let's get our tools back in order. Number 1 and number 2 at the very least. Cool. And then grab some steel. We're also going to need to produce some more steel. Good. And now all we need to do is we need to extend all of this to the back of this lovely cave section. So this area is going to be, well, for now it's going to be unpressurized, but at some point we'll pressurize part of this. We won't pressurize the cargo containers because they don't need to be on the interior, but stuff like medical room and oxygen generator and all that, useful for it to be pressurized. So let's get this sorted. Right, that should do. That corner's also good. Right, we should probably get a gravity generator as well, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think I might have a bit of a problem.
What's that?
Well, I got both steel plates and construction components in my inventory, but it's not letting me weld this.
Weld what?
These lights.
They're welded.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're not to me, they're not.
Interesting. Are they giving off light?
No. In fact, nothing I'm welding is actually welding.
Interesting. Hop in the cryopod, and then I'll and then disconnect, and I'll invite you up again. Might be a desync bug. We need some small steel, and by some I mean 1,000. So that we can finish off that cargo container over there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if it's going to be our building platform, having an access port near it, I thought would be quite a good idea.
Yeah.
And having some lights around, seeing as this new graphics update likes darkness.
Yeah. Space just got real also like darkness, but in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Space. The graphics update looks brilliant on planets, but in space might need a bit of work.
Yeah.
Now then again, we are hiding inside an asteroid, and you know, any area of the asteroid near the exits touched by the sun is just ridiculously bright. Right. So that should be the floor.
Do you want to throw me a quick invite?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Energy low.
Energy low. Yeah, so I'll get this flooring welded up and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've got the floor leveled. I've thrown in a cargo container here so that we've got easier access to the system, so that we don't have to hop all the way down. Before we continue on with what we're doing, we're going to have a look at what Martin's got up to. So if you'd like to explain.
Basically, I've built a nice little platform underneath. So I've just got a row of small steel blocks running the length of the vehicle underneath to
Yep.
tie everything together. I put like cockpit on the front, two large cargo containers, so we've got plenty of cargo storage on the back. Ooh, actually, that's a good point. Um,
Is it not oriented properly?
well, I just realised that I haven't left a place for the connector.
You could reorient the rear cargo container and either have it on
Uh,
the top or the back.
That's what I was thinking. Now, I think having it on the top would probably be the best idea, as our cargo connector is underneath.
Yeah,
So having it on the top, so you just fly underneath and drop it. Yeah.
makes sense.
Um, I put these cargo um, conveyor conveyors in connecting the drills. The reason I've used these junctions is because I'm going to put small reactors on the ports along the top.
Yeah,
And if I need it, I can always put them along the bottom on both sides. That should give me plenty of power to run this thing,
cool.
without the need for batteries.
Yeah,
I've left a space between the cockpit and the first cargo container so that I can put in the ore detector. I can throw in the gyroscopes in there as well, and in there I can also put the upwards facing thrusters.
yeah. You can also
So
put the antenna in there as well.
I wasn't going to bother with an antenna.
It's helpful in case you lose the ship. Like you die due to lack of oxygen, and and the ship is just floating in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Well made.
Anyway,
So yeah. Right.
cool. Right. Well, I'll leave you to it, and I'm going to go and start building the cargo containers. That's what they're called. Anyway, so we're going to start with getting ourselves a couple of items. We're going to be placing down large cargo containers. We're going to need to place down a replacement oxygen generator on the top, because we're going to remove anything that's not production based in here. Whilst the oxygen generator does produce things, it's better to be up here. Is this wrong version? Okay. Give me the right version this time. Sure, game. Don't give me access to the oxygen generator.
Yeah. Cause
Oh no, it's now an O2H2 generator, not a oxygen generator. Weird. And it's also available for small ships.
Yes.
Instead of just large ships. That's interesting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they renamed it. That's why I couldn't find it. And that's what a O2H2 generator looks like. Oh, kind of cool. Probably use that later down the line. Anyway, yeah, we've got our oxygen generator, and then we're going to need some tanks. No, not tanks plural. I want an oxygen generator and hydrogen generator, because there's going to be the possibility that we want our combat ships to use hydrogen thrusters, because it allows them to move faster. Even though we have different ion thrusters that we could use to replace it, it saves on reactor usage, which can be used to power shield generators. So we're going to have a hydrogen tank. Right, so we're just going to need some steel and some interior plate, which we've already got a couple of. We're going to need some more steel, more interior plate, because, well, this thing costs 360. Anyway, we're going to need 3 different cargo containers, because this is how our sorting system will work. We've got one for components, We've got one for resources, and then the last one is for everything else. So ammo and tools is basically going to be the third one. And those three cargo containers will basically hold all of our items until, you know, we need more, at which case we can go higher or we can go further back, or we can have other storage areas, dedicate a ammo dump to another side of the asteroid, which you can't see because everything's pitch black in here. That's a good point. Let me just go find... I am connecting to this, thank you. Find the interior lights and throw their radius up.
Yeah, I dumped down quite a few of those at nice locations, so we should have quite a lot of light around.
Yeah. Yeah, that should give us a nice amount of light. Not as bright as the sun is currently being to the asteroid, but we're hiding in the shadow, so it's fine. Anyway, let's do that. So those can be welded. We then also have to get access to the conveyor network, which we will run a pipeline below. We fall down here. How do we want to do this? We can access them from here. So if we go to the middle one, do this properly. Break open this one. I'm using the wrong grinder, aren't I? Yeah. So we go through to here, which allows us to place a conveyor here, right? There's enough room to place a conveyor. We trawl it all the way along and it can access, you know, over here, which is pretty simple. So we're going to need to change the medical room over to a regular conveyor, rather a conveyor junction rather than anything else. So we're going to need some small steel, some construction, some motors, except I don't have enough room, so let's burst some out. You. Good. So we want to break this thing. We want to switch over to a conveyor junction. Okay, and then we want to just conveyor tube it over because it is on the same, or it's on a similar axis rather. No, don't have it floating in space. Right. We then want a conveyor over here so that we can keep everything airtight in case we want it to be. Get a conveyor and switch over this way. And lastly, there. And so now all we need to do is we need to weld all this up. Right? Right, we'll do the rest of that when I do the big weld up for the rest of this. Weld that up, place car. Actually, if we can weld that up now. Need more construction component, obviously. The frame rates are fickle with this one. We need construction component. Lie back, place down. Right, throw cargo container back on top. Good. So these larger cargo containers will deal with all of our storage issues. We've then got to use some new blocks. We got, well, new blocks renamed H2 oxygen hydrogen generator or water splitter or whatever. We use these to create oxygen and hydrogen from ice. We're going to need a couple of those. Now the plan is we use a hydrogen tank because we want military ships at some point that use hydrogen, so we're just going to throw down a hydrogen tank here. It has an output over here so that we can link it up properly. So let's do that. We want to connect from here to there. Right, we do that. We follow on this way, so if we get a curved and we get another curved, we can probably place a fourth oxygen generator here if we wanted to. Yep, and if we go for tanks now, we can place a couple. So we can place one here, place another, and another, and that should help our oxygen problems, or rather help store a lot of oxygen. We are going to go through ice like no tomorrow once we've set these tanks up, since we are running on 10 10 times inventory size. So the plan is have all of these as conveyor junctions, and then that should be a good gas and solid storage area. So I'll be back in a second once I've welded all this up, and then we'll get over to building a pressurized environment. Okay, so we're back, and Martin has finished the prototype, or at least the mechanics of how it will work. The exterior design, such as armor blocks, work in progress?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, so this thing's got 3 batches of tier 3 thrusters, more balanced towards forwards and backwards, though it has got sufficient up, down, left and right motion as well. We've got a connector that connects to the 2 cargo containers, and these cargo containers connect through conveyor junctions to the drills, and on the conveyor junctions we have azimuth reactors. And then in this small gap here we've got some gyroscopes, we've got some conveyors, we've got the antenna, all good things. And then at the front we've got the cockpit and a spotlight. Pretty good. So do you want to start it running?
Yeah.
You kind of want to balance the fuel around, don't you? There we go. Excellent. So, how much power is being generated by this?
You said something like 24 megawatts?
Do you think it's necessary?
No.
Okay, right. Just tap the spacebar. Go. Just a tiny burst of upwards. You may need to undock from the platform.
I was just sorting out. I would if the mag cube was actually built.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's actually built.
No, it's not. I'll get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
There we go.
Don't need it.
There we go. So it's a bit.
It lives.
It lives. Have you set your ore detector to detect up to maximum?
No, I was just about to do some of that. I'm gonna turn off showing terminal for those. Thrusters. Block group that. Save that. Turn off in terminal. Ore detector. Strong. Okay. G.
Yep, there we go. Since you're using an antenna, the ore detector is also giving me the location of all of the deposits. And now it's not.
Huh?
Nothing.
Right.
I need some ice.
Okay.
You need to exit the asteroid. It's on the exterior.
Ah, I see it.
Careful.
This thing's a little bit
Zippy.
quick.
Yeah, you're now 400 meters away from the base.
Yeah, I think I put enough thrusters on it.
Yeah. Is there a way to tone down that thrust?
Probably.
Yeah. My God, you're moving fast. Right, now, here's the fun bit. Approach the asteroid without killing yourself.
It would help if I hit the right button. You want some ice, right?
Yeah, I need some ice. Oh my God.
You got to remember, this thing is designed to run full,
Yes.
not empty, which is why it's a bit nippy when it's empty.
Yeah. You might need a control group for some of the thrusters so that you can disable them when you're empty.
Yes.
Or when maneuvering. Yeah. Keep dropping coins.
Right.
This is a cozy tunnel that you've just made. I think that should be enough ice.
Right. So both large cargo containers are full. So is the cockpit.
Have a look. Don't reverse on me, please. Yeah, you've filled all of the inventories that can be filled with ice.
No, the drills still have a little bit of space left.
Yeah, a little bit, but we don't need any more ice after that.
Ever.
Unless, we start using hydrogen ships like no tomorrow.
Out of the way, I'm going to reverse. I want to see what this thing's like now that it's full.
Going at the speed it should be.
Okay, let's try forwards. Yeah, that's more like it. I think I need more lights.
Yeah, might be useful. If you put some interior lights on the exterior of your ship, they'll help illuminate nearby instead of just directional.
Yeah, these thrusters are quite nice.
You're strafing
where's
like
the
mad.
bloody entrance? Where's the entrance?
Near the shattered part. If you follow, it's over here.
Over.
Have I got my lights on, or no? I do. Here's the entrance. Careful, there is debris in the way.
Oh, that's where the entrance. Yeah, I think I need some more spotlights. This thing still needs more power, by the way.
Right.
When I go forward, the thing isn't.
Right, I'm gonna go inside and stand on top of the bridge. Might need to move the mining ship.
Okay, so the prototype, I think works quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely got enough. Oh, actually, no, it is. It's when I thrust in multiple directions.
Yeah. You've got enough for one direction, but going in multiple, not going to work. Tell me if I need to move the trade ship.
No, you'll be fine.
You say that. That is dangerously close.
No, there's quite a lot of this.
Okay. There we go. And lock into position.
Voila! There we go.
Cool. Right, let's see. So our O2 processors are at maximum capacity. At 107,000 each. The ship is still carrying a god-awful amount of
Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the large cargoes is still full, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna exit all of the ice from this thing into one of the cargo containers. If I can, let's ice. Connector 3. No, you're now in there. Yeah, so all of the generators are currently active, and we've got we've got 700,000 ice in storage, also known as we never need ice again.
Okay.
Mining transport.
We need some iron.
Yes, we do. Do not mine from here. You saw how destructive it was. let's check. So all of the oxygen tanks are full, and the hydrogen tank is at 35%.
Actually, while I remember, there is a slight issue with this thing.
Is it? It's too fast.
No.
What is it?
Not enough light.
Ah, yes. Okay, I'll leave you to fix that. Meanwhile, I'm going to start the foundations of the respawn room, because of course that's my jam. Right, so you come out here, or you come along that walkway, and you're like, oh, it's a nice platform, because I want this platform to be exterior, quote unquote. So this stuff over here is going to be part of the exterior section. But what we want, right? So we want a wall starting from here. Okay, we want a wall here, and then we'll have a conveyor going across so that we can get access to the air vents. So we do that. Then we want to stop here. We want to turn around. We want a door. We want to seal that off. Seal this. And then it shall end here. And I've moved the nuclear reactor over to the, well, near the command room so that we can get, well, access to it easier. And also it's next to the, we might move it into the respawn room. Don't know. Might move it. Anyway, continuing. So we want to move the respawn room into the back here. I'll excavate the area that we need in order to build this thing in between episodes. Or in between cuts, but that's how it should work. And then we have the wall go back here, along, meets up with this side, and then we're all happy. Yeah. But this is most of this area is going to be only one floor. So this section over here, we want to get. We want inverted armor. We want it here. No, we don't. We want this to be an inverted armor. And then we want this to be a corner. Have these guys as slopes. Right? We can continue doing the same over on that corner later. Continue these guys with slopes. Yeah, so that extends all the way into the asteroid. And then on the top, we're just going to simply use some half blocks. Right? We're going to use half blocks because it allows us to have room to maneuver, and it makes the ceiling look bigger whilst actually not increasing the amount of space we have whatsoever. Now, along with this, so if we have a 2 gap for us to use, we then want to increase the height of this area so that the rest of this corner can be a second layer, or at least that's the plan. And then, you know, we can have people walk on top of this and it looks cool and stuff, you know, like none of my designs. Anyway, so if we do that, and then we say we need a way to increase the height of this wall. Or, in fact, no, we don't. So we're going to need to place the rest of the half blocks, yeah, but in order to mark out where the wall is going to be, we'll change this later. We'll set up this barrier kind of deal. Let's get this section done as well whilst we're at it. So this can be just a regular slope. Different from what it is over in that corner, I know, but that's what I've gone for. Corner, slope, continue the slope over this way, but then we're going to change it up to a an inverted corner in preparation for the conveyor junction or the conveyor air vent, depending on what I want to do, and then we switch it back to regular armor blocks as we continue off into the desert sun. Right, so with that, we can do that, and then we go along here, giving us the ability to have our second floor. Now, because this is all in wireframe, it may be a bit hard to visualize what this will look like, but trust me, once we weld all this up and prepare for doing things properly next episode, then it should all look good. Yes. So now what we want to do is we want... Actually, that should be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah. So the plan is we have this lower area here, and we install some cryopods along this line here, which can be backed by conveyor junctions backed into the wall. We can easily do that because there's a conveyor junction here, spin it around to that wall, extend it that way, cryopods. And then we're going to have some stairs up here that will head to the higher floor, which will have something, maybe some cargo containers for tools. I'm unsure currently, but we can sort something out once we've built it. So yeah, that'll be that. But until we continue this in the next episode, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.